It's Angela here, and we really have to go see some Christmas lights. So this is Mayfair around the Burlington Arcade. Just as I started filming, a guy saw the Osmo Pocket, wanted to know everything about it. Maybe he'll get it for Christmas. See you there. We are entering Jermyn Street. Jermyn Street this year is joining up with the Regent Street lights. Let me just tilt that downwards slightly. There we go. Joining up with the Regent Street lights this year to create beautiful angelic displays there. We are going to walk along Jermyn Street, and I am hoping they will let me film inside the Piccadilly Arcade and the Burlington Arcade. I have promised you walks around this sort of area of Mayfair with the Christmas lights when I did my Mayfair and Bond Street walks, and now we're here. We're all reopened just before Christmas. I think it's time to film. It's pretty quiet, I have to say. The train was empty, just me and my carriage and the guard. It's okay, quite nice. And as I said, some guy just wanted to talk to me about the Osmo Pocket. It's an excellent Christmas present. They brought out a new one. I can't afford that at the moment. Maybe this time next year. As these are Christmas light walks, I haven't prepared too much history, but you know, I did prepare a little. Excuse me while I get my notes sorted. There we go. King Charles was the one who gave the rights to Henry Jermyn, who I think was maybe, I've forgotten because I lost some of my notes. I think he was here Earl of St Albans or something like that. Some kind of, you know, landed gentry kind of a guy. And St James's Square was actually the first development that Henry Jermyn took on. And he wanted it surrounded by about 14 grand houses with 4 streets: King Street, Charles Street, which I think is parallel to Jermyn Street, Duke Street and York Street, and they sort of led from St James's Square. So we're in the locale of St James and St James's Square here. For social distancing, I'll go into the road. Taxi coming. And this area, and if you hear some of my other walks through these types of areas, they sort of went on the up pretty fast, became fashionable addresses from the outset. We're talking about in the 17th century here. Now, isn't that nice and Christmassy? Little baubles on a door. Nice. By the time Jermyn had died in 1683, around 40 years after he started all of this, there was so much building work that it was a sort of fully completed area. And people actually say that from this time, Henry Jermyn was regarded as the true founder of London's West End. It's history, there'll always be debate, of course. Just pointing at some shops. This whole area was a bustling scene of houses, lodgings, hotels, taverns, schools, dominated by the beautiful Church of St James, which was designed by Christopher Wren. This is Duke Street, St James's, just to tell us that it's the St James's end of Duke Street. And that's the Royal Society, I think is what it's called. I got in a mess last time with that one, and I've been there and everything over there. So just so you know, that's Piccadilly. And we're kind of round the back end of Fortnum Mason here. Who wouldn't let me film naughty Fortnum Mason? But I still might put up the little bit of video I filmed before I was told to stop. Fortnum Mason, if you want me to come and film anytime, let me know. Would love to. We are approaching the Piccadilly Arcade. We're going to turn off Jermyn Street through the Piccadilly Arcade, which runs between Jermyn Street and Piccadilly. And there's a statue here of Beau Brummel by Irina Sidieka. How do I say that? Sidieka. So this is Piccadilly Arcade. It is stunning. And I think, is it Piccadilly Arcade that's got a nice little quote from Joan Collins, which I can't dig out right now. I'll try and take my time a bit. This was opened in 1909. Cute as anything. Designed by Thrall Gel and is a Grade 2 listed building. 28 shops on the ground floor. I think there were offices on the top floor, then it became hotel, got bombed, fell apart, put back together again. So among the shops in the arcade are the Royal Warrant Holder Benson and Clegg. Because I'm trying to remember my notes, I don't actually know which one that is. Do have a look if you see it. That's Geoffrey West. I see it. Dog. Try not to go from side to side too much. I am trying. There we are. Benson and Clegg, Royal Warrant Holders, established 1937, bespoke tailors. They were originally on Jermyn Street. Have a jeweller's here. Just have a look up there, shall we? That's so pretty. Got like hats, yep, hats in here. All sorts of stuff. Vintage watches. Shirt makers. Beautiful, really pretty. Aesop. What do they do? Looks like hand gels or those types of things. There we are. Loving look down Piccadilly Arcade. So just over there, should I do the outside of Fortnum Mason just to show you? As I said before, somebody rudely stopped me filming in there. I did take a short video a few weeks ago, so I can pop that up sometime. It's the season of the shop windows. It's an interesting thing. One of the points of history of Christmas lights is because it's fairly dark and miserable looking. This didn't and doesn't encourage people to buy. So part of the rationale behind Christmas lights was to encourage people to buy. Let's have a look at these lights. Every time I come here, there's people taking pictures. It is lovely. two founders of Fortnum and Mason, and they have a great big clock up the top that marks the hour, and they pop out just like they did there. Is it 250 years? There we go. Ah, that's the clock up top. That's the clock up top. See if I can get in. I don't know if I can get it from here. Where are they? I'm going to stand here. So that's the Fortnum and Mason clock. There it is. So it must be 5 o'clock in that case. Been out filming for a little while. There we go. Yep, up there. You didn't know. It's the founders of Fortnum and Mason. English, yes. Thank you. He's been very nice to me. Alcohol may have been involved. Okay, did I just miss the lights here? I need to go to Burlington Arcade. Straight down there is Piccadilly Circus. And this is all part of the Regent Street lights area, but I will post the Regent Street lights separately, because I kind of want to include Carnaby Street in the Regent Street lights walk as well. And maybe, I think it's called Hebden Street or something like that. A few places I want to sort of add in there. They got a kind of an advent calendar look up there, I see. Royal Academy of Arts. As I said, changed from summer to winter exhibition. Everything's changing.
Oh, it looks like a different outfit.
There it is. Seasonal. Pretty. Said nice coffees there. Went there with my friend from work and his daughter, who has her name is Rosie. She has cerebral palsy, and she has just completed the rickshaw challenge this year for the BBC, raising money for the place that helped rehabilitate her. So we were there a while ago, having some nice drinks. And here we are at Burlington Arcade. Here we go, Burlington Arcade. Very pretty. Lots of people taking pictures. I have to find Atkins. Atkins, as requested by Chris and Sandra from Canada, because they are a big fan of Atkins. Or is it Atkinson? Sorry, we'll work it out. I'll find it. Jewelers. Isn't it pretty? Christmas trees. Stand in the middle. You can see there's a Moet Chandon. Yes, I'm getting out the silly French accents again, because I'm in that part of town. It says there, be afraid and do it anyway. I think that's to try and get us to buy really expensive jewellery. It's established 1819, Burlington Arcade. Well, handbags. I'm going to take a guess, they're quite pricey. House of Cashmere. David Duggan watches. Okay, I'm not just going to name them all for you. It's quite long, isn't it? We'll be joining up with New Bond Street shortly. We're actually parallel with New Bond Street right now. Do check my walk. If you haven't seen it already, how very dare you? Why haven't you seen it yet? Anyway, you can have a look. I'm just going to turn around. Shoe shine guy over there. Hope you're enjoying this. It's very seasonal and festive. Quiet though. Way too quiet for this time of the year. It's a crown. Very sparkly. And you're cute. So how are your Christmas preparations going? Hope it's all going well. It's a tough Christmas this year, for sure. What a beautiful window display. Aww. The finest fragrances in the world. If they say it, it must be true. Vintage Watch Company. As you can see, 5 o'clock in the evening, it's dark. Mayfair Sculpture Trail. Patrick O'Reilly, treats please. Yep, that's a dog. Still looking for the Atkins or Atkinsons for Chris and Sandra. Chris and Sandra, I'm looking for you. I've got a feeling it's at this end actually. Let's let these people go past. Lalique. Manolo Blahnik. Now we've all heard of those, I think. Even me, a non-fashion aficionado. Okay, and I'm at the other end and I've missed the perfumery. Okay, let's go back down. So sorry, Chris and Sandra. Atkinson's has closed in the Burlington Arcade. I asked one of the security guys dressed in all the gear. He said try Knightsbridge, Harrods, try Liberties. Now we are going to head to the... Get out the way of these people who are also filming. There we go. Try not to get mowed down as well. Pretty busy spot. There we go. Oh, West End Instagram trail. Okay, so this is Instagrammable. This guy's probably one of the most Instagrammed guys in London, I expect. Now somebody is rocking a huge chandelier in there. See? It's a chandelier and a half. I love this area. This is one of the areas that inspired me to start this channel many years ago. I can't remember why I was here or when. It's quite a few years ago. And I thought, wow, I would love to record all this. Eden Ravenscroft, by appointment to HRH the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince of Wales, Queen Elizabeth II, robe makers and tailors. When I was doing my doctoral research, I was in St. Petersburg in Russia, and I actually interviewed there. Oh wow, I see a Christmas decorated thing over there. There's just too much going on, too much. Why am I wittering on about my research in Russia to you? So many other things going on. Why was I talking about my research? Yes, in Russia. This was the St. Petersburg leg of my research in Russia. There was an Arctic leg, long way north. You sort of go up to Archangel and take a right. But anyway, let's not talk about that. So Eden Ravenscroft actually were one of the first British companies in St. Petersburg, and spoke to their head of operations there. Here we go. So these also are sort of joining up with the Regent Street lights this year. This is the decorations in Savile Row. I think you probably know Savile Row is well known for its tailoring and tailors. Giraffes. I understand Savile Row is the mecca for aficionados of bespoke tailoring in a quiet corner of Mayfair, running parallel to Regent Street. It was created during the development of the Burlington estate in the early 1730s and named after the Earl of Burlington's wife, Lady Dorothy Savile. It was mainly occupied by military officers and their wives until tailors started to take premises in the 1800s. J.P. Hackett at number 14. Poole & Co. The first major incursion of tailoring into Savile Row was made by Henry Poole in the late 1840s. And here we are at Poole & Co. Henry Poole & Co. Over here we have Oswald Boateng. We are going to head this way because just over here is number 34. Savile Row. There's a little display I want to show you. So at number 34, here we are. Okay, so this is number 34 Savile Row. This is Morgan Undercover, a bespoke artwork originally created for the Royal Academy Summer Exhibition. We were just past there, by Savile Row Institution Huntsman and the iconic car manufacturers Morgan Motor Company, in collaboration with the artist Ron Arad. There's an art end of town here in Savile Row, as well as the other lot who do all the tailoring, basically. Now, that was a bit I wanted to do for you for now, as we find ourselves on Savile Row, and it's quite cold. So I am going to sign off now, and the next time I'm filming, I'm going to be filming the 2 Bond Streets. So I will see you there next time. Bye bye.